I'm Danielle Michaud outside Scotiabank Arena, where it will be jam-packed and mighty loud for WWE SmackDown Live tonight, where Charlotte Flair will look to defend her women's title. Now, if the name sounds familiar, it's because she's the daughter of wrestling legend Ric Flair and emulates a lot of his swag when it comes to her own style inside the ring.
My very first robe, which I'd never planned on ever wearing a robe, was pieces of his from when he retired at WrestleMania 08. But ever since then, I've added different things to it. So because my dad was considered the wrestling peacock, I've actually added the peacock feathers, so it looks a little different. And then with the figure 4, I made it the figure 8. So I just try to tweak little things and turn it into my own. But I think my dad always does interviews, and he's like, "Did you ever see me doing moonsaults?" So I got you on that one, Dad.
Whoa! Takes out the Iconics.
Brought the hardware, as I would hope you would. How does it feel to be the reigning SummerSlam champ?
It really hasn't soaked in.
No.
I have had a lot of media mornings the last few months, and I felt a little bare without the title. So walking in today, I was like, yes!
Got it.
I've got the title back. It completes the outfit.
I was going to say, it's probably the greatest accessory you could bring with you, right?
The greatest accessory.
Yeah, pretty sweet. And on the verge of, making history, or you can become the greatest women's champ of all time. Now that must take a little bit to sort of soak in.
I'm being honest when I say this. I don't know if that'll ever soak in. It's not like, oh, I've got to get this many titles, or I've got to do this. It's just, how can I perform better day in and day out for the WWE universe?
How do you possibly keep achieving more and more when that's the case?
I know, I don't want to be one of those people that are, nothing's ever enough, but no, it's not. I still want more. For instance, getting through the first ever all-women's pay-per-view, Evolution. I think my mission for that is letting the WWE universe know that there's only one queen in the WWE, past, present, or future. But then I want to main event WrestleMania, and I want to be consistent, and those are all bigger dreams, or I guess not bigger, but just things that I hope to obtain.
Now, coming up, I chat with Charlotte about an experience outside the ring that was equal parts terrifying and completely empowering, plus how the addition of Ronda Rousey has upped the ante when it comes to women's pro wrestling.
I think a lot of it has to do with what's just happening in the world in general, with the U.S. women's soccer team, with people like Serena Williams, and then especially for us right now with Ronda being a part of our division and her legitimizing it. I don't think that the women would have had the opportunities that they're having today if Ronda wasn't the face of UFC at one point and the first woman to main event a pay-per-view, because it took all that for us to catch up. When you see kids front row and little girls going, I can do that there's no limit. I think that also plays in any kind of role, whether you're whatever job you do. It's just knowing that being a woman, there's so much more opportunity.
Another cool thing, I was blown away by the body issue that you were a part of. To me, that would be super terrifying. What was the experience like for you?
Oh, it was terrifying. It was terrifying, but why I wanted to do it was because being an athlete and not eye candy or model or not relating to any of that. Like when I first started WWE, I had to learn how to do my eyebrows, hair extensions, figure out how to be polished. It just, the glow up for sure. Looking at that issue the last 9 years, I'm like, wow, these athletes are showing just how strong is sexy. And to be the first wrestler ever, male or female, that the body issue is considering us an athlete, that was another honor, because it's like, yeah, it's about dang time.
When you meet kids and they see these kinds of messages, what do you hope that they gain from that?
Just confidence. I needed a superhero growing up, so I just hope that I could be that for what I needed growing up, and sending the message that being intelligent, being athletic, being strong, all those things, especially for little girls, is so important.
And Toronto's clearly proven it's got a big appetite for wrestling, as it was announced that we're hosting SummerSlam for the first time in 15 years next August. It's a major spectacle that will include 4 consecutive nights of action, plus a big fan fest earlier in the week.